Hello and welcome to Froggity Frog Crochet and this stitch guide on how to make the waistcoat stitch. So this is also called the knit stitch because although it's crochet it looks like knitting. So to start this stitch you're going to be working in the round and you'll make your foundation chain in any multiples of stitches that you need.
The waistcoat stitch. Now this stitch is typically made in the round. You can make it in rows, but you have to cut off at the end of each row and go back to the beginning because it's all made on one side. And the whole point is to make it look like a knit stitch. And to do that, instead of working into the top loops, you're going to work into the middle of that V of a single crochet. So waistcoat is all single crochet based. And to make the stitch, you simply push your hook into the middle of that V. Oops, I've gone to the side. It does take a minute to kind of get used to where this stitch goes. So you want it to come through the other side where that V is. And then just finish as a single crochet. So it's still a single crochet, it's just you're making it into a different place other than the loops. So instead of going into the loops here, we go into the middle V. And so it's best if you keep your tension really loose when making your stitches to make it easier to make the stitches in the next row. And so you just push through that V. It is a slow stitch to make because you kind of got to watch what your stitch placement, make sure it's coming through the right place. So I'll show you the side in a minute to show you what I'm doing coming out the other side. It's all about just going into that V. And so the idea is that you get these V's stacked on top of each other. So I'll just turn around to the other side. I'm coming up through those middle loops. So where's my next stitch? Here. See these two stitches here? I'm pushing my hook between those two. I just turn back around. Oops, getting tangled. You're pushing through the middle and just making sure, you see there, I'm coming through the middle of those two loops of yarn there. And then you just pull through your hook and finish as a single crochet. So it is all just single crochet, it's just where you place your stitches. That's not gone through right. So because you keep having to check your stitch placement, it does make it a slow stitch to make. What's going on here? And there we go, push it through. The looser you keep your tension, okay, the easier it is to make these stitches. But what you want is those V's just stacking on top of each other. And that's all there is to the waistcoat. It's all about your stitch placement. Into the next stitch, make sure you get through those two loops of yarn and then a single crochet. And make sure those V's stack on top, and so it just looks like knitting. Through the side, through those two loops at the back. Nope, it's gone through the wrong place. I tend to make my single crochets really tight, so even though I've loosened up my tension, I haven't loosened up enough. And so a tip for getting this right is to actually go up a hook size from what your yarn recommends, and that will force you to have looser stitches. So if you're struggling to keep your stitches loose enough, going up a hook size will help. For me, I really struggle with this stitch just because my tension is usually very tight. So as long as you get your stitch placement right, you're going to end up with these lovely V-stitches. So your first round of waistcoat stitch will just be single crochet, and then in your second round, you will start making actual waistcoat stitches. And you just repeat that in every stitch and in every row.
And there is your stitch guide on how to crochet the waistcoat stitch. So I would love to see what you make with this stitch. Please do come and show us over in our Facebook group, Froggity Frogs Ribbit and Stitch. The link is beneath the video. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well for more crochet stitches, hints and tips and free patterns. So thank you for watching. I shall see you next time for the next video. Bye for now.